Corporation Act 1957 was amended with effect from October 1st, 1993. The salient feature of the 1993 amendment was that it vested control of the corporation in the elected government of Delhi, that is the state government of Delhi. The insidious nature of this Delhi Municipal Corporation Amendment Bill 2022 is that under the garb of unifying the three corporations, the central government is seeking to usurp the power of superintendents hitherto vested in the government of the NCT of Delhi and assuming this power in itself. The central government has arrogated unto itself the task of taking decisions on behalf of the citizens of Delhi in blatant disregard of both the scheme of the constitution and its statutory framework. But remember this is Delhi, the heart and soul of India. Janab-e-Kaif, ye Delhi hai, Mir aur Ghalib ki. Yahan kisi ki tarafdariyan nahi chalegi. What is wrong with the Amendment Bill 2022? This is once again a consistent pattern of blatant disregard of cooperative federalism by the union government. The seemingly innocuous substitution of the word government, which currently means the government of NCT of Delhi, with the word central government, strikes a blow to federalism and accountability. Under Section 221A of the Delhi Municipal Act 1957, the government means the government of the NCT. But now this Amendment Bill 2022, Section 2C, in Sections 1, 3A, 5, 6, 32A, 55, 56, 57, 193, 330A, and 499, for the word government, wherever it occurs, the word central government shall be substituted. Section 3 of the old Act said corporation to be notified by the government, maximum of 272 seats, and number of reserved seats to be determined by the government of the NCT. Section 5 of the new bill amends Section 3 of the old Act and says the corporation is to be notified by the central government, not the government of the NCT, a maximum of 250 seats, that is a reduction of 22 seats, and the number of reserved seats is to be determined by the central government. But there is no clarity, as Mr. Manish Tiwari before me said, there is no clarity on when this delimitation will be done. Section 479 of the old Act says any notification under Section 3A to be laid before the Legislative Assembly of Delhi, which is altering the number, name, area of any zone or ward. The new bill of 2022 requires that such notifications are now to be laid before Parliament. The powers of the state government now taken over by the centre include division of the area into zones and wards, delimitation of wards, power to alter or amend delimitation orders, declaration of assets by councillors, salaries and allowances of ward commissioners, power of the corporation to consolidate loans, and lots of other powers. Under the scheme of the Constitution of India, the power for unification, trifurcation of the municipalities of Delhi vests with the Legislative Assembly of the state and not with the union government. Article 243P, Article 243R and Article 246S of the Constitution of India, read with Rules 8 and 9 and Entry 1 of the Schedule to the Transaction of Business of the Government of the National Capital Territory of Delhi Rules, 1993, very clearly assigned the power to constitute municipal corporations to the state. Yes, you can say that Article 239AA of the Constitution allows the union government to legislate on this, but it must pass the test of constitutional morality. The Constituent Assembly Debates 1948, Volume 738, lays out that constitutional morality means to bow down to the norms of the Constitution and not to act in a manner which would become violative of the rule of law. The central government, in bringing this bill, is in clear breach of constitutional morality. In addition, this bill is in violation of Article 243U of the Constitution of India vis-à-vis the delay in conducting municipal polls in Delhi. The polls were supposed to be in April 22. The State Election Commission had come out and even said that they would be on track when suddenly this bill was brought in. Article 243U deals with the duration of municipality and says clearly that any election to constitute a municipality shall be completed before the expiry of its duration specified in Clause 1. It is the classic example of the hypocrisy of the ruling party and of the central government that after years of crying crocodile tears for the lack of statehood for Delhi, today the same party, the same rulers seek to do away with the last vestiges of autonomy for Delhi citizens and for its state assembly. Let us examine the timeline. 1996, BJP's election manifesto, full statehood for Delhi. 1998, under Madan Lal Khurana, the former Delhi CM, the BJP raised the pitch for full statehood for Delhi. 1998, BJP's election manifesto, one of the proposed constitutional reforms was full statehood to Delhi, along with the abrogation of Article 370 and separate states for Chhattisgarh and Uttaranchal. 1999, BJP's election manifesto for the Lok Sabha elections, full statehood to Delhi. 2003, the State of Delhi Bill, introduced by the BJP-led NDA government under Prime Minister Vajpayee, Deputy Prime Minister Advaniji, sent to Shri Pranab Mukherjee, who was then head of the Standing Committee for Home Affairs, for consideration. June 2013, the BJP supported full statehood for Delhi in the political resolution accepted by the party at its two-day national executive meeting in Goa, when the Delhi BJP president was Vijay Goel. 2014, Delhi's BJP's vision document referred to full statehood for Delhi. Please note the about turn today. There are some holy men in the ruling party who say that they cannot tell a lie. There are some unholy men who seem to not be able to tell the truth. But the majority seem not to be able to tell the difference between the lie and the truth. That is a sorry situation today. Let us examine the allocation of funds to Delhi. The collection of direct taxes from Delhi alone in 2009-10 was 13,500 crores, and in 2021 was 70,800 crores. Despite a five-fold increase in the collection of direct taxes alone in Delhi over this period, disbursement from the Union Government to the GNCT of Delhi remains pegged from the year 2002 at only 325 crores. All the other states get enhanced share in central taxes, not Delhi. The 15th Finance Commission allocated grant in aid of rupees 4,36,300 crores for local bodies for the award period 2021-26, the 5-year period. But as per this, the GNCT of Delhi, the local bodies of Delhi, were omitted on the principle that only states are covered under this award scheme and Delhi is a union territory. The centre has frozen the allocation of direct taxes to Delhi at 323 crores for more than a decade, whereas more than 40% of direct tax is contributed by Delhi alone. When it comes to funds, all other municipal corporations receive grants in terms of the Central Finance Commission recommendations, but Delhi is denied on the faulty excuse of it being a union territory. This bill replaces the government of NCT of Delhi with the central government. It does away with the position of the director of local bodies to assist the government, and instead allows the central government to appoint a special officer to exercise powers and discharge functions of the corporation until the day which the first meeting is held. This bill has no place in Parliament. The State Assembly of Delhi alone is the competent authority to legislate on this matter. After Part 9A was inserted into the Constitution of India with effect from June 1, 1993, the power to constitute municipalities lies with the state governments in terms of Articles 243P and 243R of the Constitution of India. Secondly, as per Article 246, read with the 7th Schedule, Entry 5 of the state list, powers to constitute municipal corporations is with the state. Now I ask you this question. Modi hai to mumkin hai. We accept it. You have just won 4 states. No problem. Go ahead, call the elections in Delhi, win the state, call the municipal elections, win the municipal elections, and then bring this to the State Assembly. Who's stopping you? Nobody's stopping you. Do it the right way. Don't do it by the back door. You don't have the competence to legislate on this. Only the State Assembly can do this. So till then, I urge the Minister, do not overstep your brief. Please take back this bill and send it to where it belongs, namely the State Assembly. In conclusion, I quote one of Delhi's most famous citizens, Mirza Asadullah Beg Khan, to remind the central government, तुमसे पहले वो जो एक शख्स यहाँ तख्त नशीन था, उसको भी अपने खुदा होने पर इतना ही यकीन था. Everyone thinks they are God when they sit on the throne, but don't fall into this trap. Do the right thing. Send this bill back. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Malhotra ji. Shri Dileshwar Kamaithia.
महोदय, दिल्ली नगर निगम संशोधन विधेयक 2022 पर चर्चा के लिए आपने जो मौका दिया उसके लिए धन्यवाद. मैं इस विधेयक के समर्थन में खड़ा हुआ हूं. महोदय, निगम के आंकड़े बताते हैं कि पूर्वी और उत्तरी दिल्ली नगर निगम का सालाना बजट घाटा करीब 2000 करोड़ रुपया तो साउथ एसीडी का बजट घाटा 500 करोड़ रुपये हैं. तीनों निगमों में करीब 1,20,000 कर्मचारियों का सालाना 8,900 करोड़ रुपए खर्च होते हैं और तीनों निगम जो खुद को सालाना रेवेन्यू पैदा करते हैं वे 6,700 करोड़ रुपए हैं. अनुमान है कि एकीकरण के बाद करीब 200 करोड़ रुपए बचेंगे. नॉर्थ, साउथ और ईस्ट एमसीडी के आर्थिक हालात और एमसीडी में कार्यरत हजारों कर्मचारियों के वेतन की समस्या हल करने के लिए केंद्र सरकार एमसीडी का एकीकरण कर रही है, जो सराहनीय है. महोदय, गत 64 वर्ष के सफर के दौरान नगर निगम के हाथ से अनेक महत्वपूर्ण अधिकार चले गए हैं। वहीं कांग्रेस शासित सरकार के द्वारा 13 जनवरी 2022 को दिल्ली नगर निगम का विभाजन का भी सामना करना पड़ा। इसके अलावा उस पर नेताओं अधिकारियों का इतना भार बढ़ गया कि उसे उठाने में उसकी कमर टूटती जा रही है। वर्ष 1958 के दौरान 11 स्थानीय निकायों और एक दिल्ली जिला बोर्ड का विलय करके नगर निगम का गठन किया गया था। उस समय नगर निगम के पास बिजली, पानी, डीटीसी, अग्निशमन जैसे महत्वपूर्ण विभाग थे। महोदय, वर्ष 2012 में नगर निगम को 3 हिस्सों में बांट दिया गया और उसके पास गली नलियों का निर्माण कराने के साथ साथ सफाई व्यवस्था का कार्य ही मुख्य तौर पर बचा। इसके अलावा शिक्षा के नाम पर उसके पास प्राथमिक शिक्षा ही बची हुई है और स्वास्थ्य सुविधा उपलब्ध कराने के लिए डिस्पेंसरी और कुछ अस्पताल हैं। एक होने से नगर निगम के अधिकार और आर्थिक स्थिति भी मजबूत होगी। इससे निगम की कार्य क्षमता बढ़ेगी। उम्मीद है कि सुविधाएं बेहतर होगी और इसका फायदा आम लोगों को मिलेगा। महोदय, इस विधेयक से नगर निगम को भी राजस्व के मामले में केंद्र एवं दिल्ली सरकार पर निर्भर नहीं रहना पड़ेगा। नगर निगम को प्रतिवर्ष करीब 12,000 करोड़ रुपए राजस्व के तौर पर प्राप्त होने की संभावना रहेगी, जबकि उसका खर्च 10,000 करोड़ रुपए तक होने का अनुमान है, क्योंकि नगर निगम का मुख्यालय होगा और तमाम विभागों में प्रमुख अधिकारियों के साथ साथ अन्य अधिकारियों की संख्या कम होगी। एकीकरण एमसीडी से अलग अलग डिपार्टमेंट हेड के वेतन और उनके भत्ते में बचत होगी। वर्तमान में 3 एमसीडी के 3 कमिश्नर हैं। एमसीडी में जो अलग अलग 36 डिपार्टमेंट हैं, उनमें 108 हेड ऑफ डिपार्टमेंट है। तीनों एमसीडी के 3 मेयर और प्रत्येक का लंबा चौड़ा स्टाफ है, जिसके वेतन और अन्य सुविधाओं पर हर साल करोड़ों रुपए खर्च होते हैं। यूनिफिकेशन के बाद सिर्फ 1 कमिश्नर, 1 मेयर, उनका थोड़ा सा स्टाफ होगा। इसके अलावा 36 विभागों के लिए 36 हेड होंगे। ऐसे में हर साल करीब 200 करोड़